6-11 matchup in the South is one of the 11 seed play-in games. Who's going to be playing the number 6 seed Ole Miss, number 11 San Diego State, and number 11 North Carolina here in the first four in Dayton. North Carolina, of course, as we've talked about, the surprise getting in, but I think this is a game they can win and find themselves playing on Thursday against Ole Miss.
Yeah, it's just two teams kind of trending in opposite directions. I think Carolina is actually playing really good ball, despite me not agreeing that I don't think they should have got in the tournament, but, they're playing like one of the top, 31, 32 at-large teams that get, or 36 at-larges that get in. I think they're playing, better than that. And, they've made some real offensive adjustments and lineup adjustments that have made them better on both ends of the floor. And San Diego State, they just don't have enough offensive juice to they can compete here, and they can always compete with their defense and their athleticism. They have the athleticism edge in this game, but ultimately I think the guard play and the explosiveness of Carolina is going to end up winning out.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. But in that, leads them to Ole Miss, who I mentioned in an earlier pod. I haven't been very high on them. Like, I've actually probably hated on them a bunch. But I actually do. I don't mind them in this spot. I don't think they got a terrible draw. I mean, they got the winner of this North Carolina San Diego State game, and I haven't been overly high on North Carolina, obviously, and San Diego State as well. I wasn't even sure they were going to make the tournament either. And then the winner of that game, you get the winner of Lipscomb and Iowa State. Iowa State, of course, got the news that Keyshawn Gilbert's out. So I don't really hate the spot here for Ole Miss, despite them probably being a little bit trendy to be hated on.
Yeah, it's an interesting matchup, especially if it ends up being North Carolina. I mean, it's going to be a battle of, talented guard play. Sean Padula and Jalen Murray on one side, along with, a guy like Dre Davis as well. And then in the front court, Malik Diaz, super talented. Like there's a lot of talent and there's a lot of creation, scoring creation in this game. And obviously on the other side, you have the three guards, RJ Davis, Elliot Cadeau, and Seth Trimble. And then the revelation of Jalen Withers and Drake Powell too, he's been playing pretty well, and they've added to the shooting upside of this team. We've seen that in the last 8 to 10 games. They're shooting the ball at an elite clip. I believe they're still shooting over 40% over their last 10 or 11 games. So, and that's key against Ole Miss, who they play that no middle style defense, and they're going to, force you to take spot up threes, especially from the corner. And if Withers he's on, he makes his first couple threes and gains some confidence, and he's able to knock down shots throughout the entirety of this game. I see Carolina winning it, not comfortably, but I do think they can win by margin. But neither team is really going to hurt each other on the glass on either end, so I think that's kind of a wash. So my gut says Carolina's going to win. I know it's going to be a little bit popular to say Carolina's going to win this game, or mostly just because Carolina fans are going to have them moving on. But I do think they have some advantages in this game. They're not going to get hurt on the interior. So, yeah, I'll take a shot on Carolina, the 11 seed, moving on.
Yeah, I think I'm on the flip side of that one. I could definitely see it going either way. I lean Ole Miss simply. I think their defense can kind of win out here. I don't trust Carolina's shooting enough. I know they've had some recent success, but I don't trust it enough. And I think that, I think Jamin Brakefield, as much as I don't really like watching him play, he's the kind of guy that he's going to relentlessly attack the rim. I don't really know if Carolina has a guy that's going to be able to handle him both physically and just his relentlessness. He's going to, I envision him getting to the line a bunch in this game. I don't really trust Carolina's defense that much. I'm not a big Van Allen Lubin fan. I'm not a Jay Wash fan. So I think that there's maybe an advantage there. And I think it's just Ole Miss's defense for me, and Carolina's flaky shooting. I know they've been shooting it better, but I still don't buy it. So I'm going to side with Ole Miss here to win this game in a close one. But again, I could see this going either way.
Yeah, I think this ultimately comes down to the final possessions, and there's going to be a ton of isolation ball played in this game. Ole Miss, they play in isolation a ton, mostly through Sean Padula, but, Murray and Davis will also play in isolation a bit. And then on the other side, I mean, Carolina loves their isolation ball as well, led by RJ Davis. And who do I trust? I don't know. I guess I trust RJ Davis, but I think Sean Padula is an absolute baller. So I think he's made some big shots. He made a big shot in the SEC quarterfinal. Was against A&M? Or no. Who did they play in the quarterfinal? Oh, Arkansas. It was against Arkansas. He hit that big shot to end the game in the SEC tournament. But yeah, he's a guy I trust as well. So I think this is going to be a fun game to watch, especially down the stretch in the last 5 minutes. The game's going to slow down, but there's going to be a lot of high level shot making.
Yeah, for sure. So Carolina probably the popular pick here, despite Ole Miss being the higher ranked team here. But should be a fun game. Should go down to the final possessions. Probably a coin flip in the 6-11 game.